Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're going to talk about the universe is literal. And what I mean by that is everything across all of the universe is very, very literal. It's very masculine by structure. And so it takes things very literally. And then we're going to downplay that into like how we in ourselves can grow to take things more literally and speak more literally. But with some fluidness in there too, because it's not just like we're also like learning to play with others. So, um, on a galactic universal level, everything is very particular, everything is very specific, everything has its very unique name, attachment, energy, like form. And when you're using that, you're summoning that very specific form with anything that you say. If I call it like a daisy, I'm specifically calling out to a daisy, like the flower daisy. Anything that has in the form of a daisy, even across all of the universe, resonates with that one specific frequency, daisy. And then I have to be more specific. No. The flower on Earth called a daisy. Then it's like, oh, okay. Then very specifically tuning into Earth, flowers, daisy category, or flower category, plant structure daisy, and bringing that to the forefront. And because there's a whole galaxy worth of information out there, a whole universe worth of information out there. The names can be replicated because cultures aren't evolved enough to know everything, so they use what they can relate to in their simple construct to name and give things its energy properties. So, and as we work with inner communication, specificity does come into play. If I'm talking to you about what I'm doing, I should be very specific. I should not downplay or misplay my words in order to create a image or a viewpoint that's not the truth. I should tell you very specifically like what's going on and how it's happening and unfolding, so that way you have that information there. I don't have like a misconstrued view or image of what you're trying to tell me. I don't think you're doing better off than you are or worse off than you are. I know exactly how you are doing. And this works with all forms of communication. When we're asking somebody to help us with something, hey, I need you to like clean my house, help me clean the house. That's pretty broad and pretty vague. Like that encompasses everything from floor to floor or ceiling to floor. And that can seem like a lot of energy burden to one person at just like a glance, when really you don't really expect help with the garage or expect help with like the bedrooms. You just really need help with the main floor plan areas, the kitchens, the living rooms, the like common plate areas. I said family room, but you really need help with those specific things. So by being more specific, I might be more keen in wanting to help, because I see that okay, it's just the main common areas. I can help you clean the main common areas. A lot of times people create images in their mind that something might be worse off than it is. And so by being more specific, it should only take a couple hours, but I do need your help. There's some things I can't lift, some things that require two people, and I just need your assistance a little bit with some of the stuff. Like that's even more like enticing. Like, oh, okay, so it's very even more specific. It's not cleaning your whole house. There's specific things within the cleaning process that you need help with, and I can help you with that. Okay. And so the more you get specific with it, and then you start to see, okay, so I don't actually need help cleaning. I need help with these 5 items or whatever. And you can see how from being broad to being very specific, you can have different viewpoints, different judgments, different outcomes. It's on a universal level. It's a micro macro level. Everything is a micro macro experience. What does happen on a very specific level happens on a very cosmic galactic level, and vice versa. It's when the realms don't link up. It's when there is distortion in the playthrough between the higher and lower realms, and we're not doing what we mean, or not saying what we mean. We're saying what we say. Saying what you say and saying what you mean are different things. that means you want help cleaning your house. Or you want help moving these specific items, but you're saying, I need help cleaning my house. So you're not saying what you're wanting. And then the other person's like, well, I don't want to help you clean the house. I don't have time to help clean your house. You're like, well, it's not actually cleaning the house. It's, a couple common room areas and some things inside of those common room areas that I need assistance with. It should only take maybe like 20 to 45 minutes. And then you bring that more specificity in. If you consistently expect others to fill in the gaps for you of what you're meaning to say, then you're just going to say the wrong thing and expect others to know the right thing. And that's misleading. So you need to be patient within yourself, even if you have to take a pause, take a breath, think about it, work your way out with describing it if you don't know the specific terminology, and say what you intend to say what you mean, say what you want to get out of it. Hey, I need help with this specific item. And like I said, this is a macro level. Interpersonal relations is where the micro level is. When we're talking to somebody, we're talking about something, even when we're meditating within ourselves, we're working internally, very, very specific. Your ego will dodge all in specific things. If you're not direct and specific, then it'll shortcut that. It'll sidestep that. It'll shave that off. Yeah, you only asked about this one aspect. You didn't ask about anything else. You don't care about anything else. It's like the law of the land. If you don't ask, you don't care. I hear that spouted all the time. If you don't ask, you don't care. So then you have to ask to care. But it's not quite how it goes. Just because I don't ask doesn't mean I don't care. I still care. I just don't know what to ask. Which ties into a universal thing. You have to know what to ask. And you have to ask to know. And so you can kind of get stuck in this turmoil if I don't know what to ask and I'm trying to get out to what I want to know. But you have to be patient with yourself. You have to take some deep breaths, work to find and unravel inside of yourself. What is it you want to know? What is it you're working out? And bring that out. Ask that specific question. If it's not the right question, ask a series of questions to get a better overall understanding of the full circle. Once you get the whole circle spectrum, then you have a good viewpoint of all of it. And you might not know the specific thing, but you know what they're describing from various viewpoints. You know how they're feeling from various viewpoints. You analyzed and discerned enough of the information that you can be oh, okay, I think I know what you're talking about. I have an understanding of what you're talking about. I don't know what that's called. I have no idea what that's called, but I think I have a pretty good understanding of what you're talking about. Be patient within yourself. Ask the questions you need to ask to get the answers that you're looking for. It is specific. Your spirit guides won't just give you information. They're not just gonna say, oh, you have the intention of wanting to learn, so we're going to give you everything that you want to know. That's not how it works. You have to know what you want to learn. You have to ask, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm setting out to learn. Can you teach me this? Show me this. Broaden my horizons. The information will start to come after that. If you're just vague, hey, manifesting abundance. Abundance comes in a lot of ways. You might find more friends all of a sudden. That's abundance. Good job, universe. Thanks. Yeah, you got what you wanted. You can't keep saying you're not getting abundance when you have more love coming your way. It's love. It's literally people are loving you more. That's an abundance of love. It literally answered your prayer. That's it. There's no more. You don't need more. You were very vague and said, I need abundance. Abundance came. You're welcome. Be grateful for that. Show gratitude. Maybe ask for more. That's up to you. But show gratitude for what you're given every time. And be specific for what you want. We will give you what you want if you're specific, if you have direction and you look for it. So I hope you guys all got kind of perspective on that. Maybe it's a little jumbled, maybe it's a little not. Comment below if you have any questions. We'll come back around to it. Be patient within ourselves and use the proper terminology that we know comes with things. Be true about what we're talking about. Say what our intention is. Say what we're meaning. Say what we want to get out of it. if I need you to go get me a fork, but you know I'm drinking, like eating a soup, that's my own misspoken self that says ask for a fork when I'm really looking for a spoon. See what I'm looking for. See how you can give to me and say, oh, okay, are you sure you want a fork? You're getting something with this, like it's a liquid, it's a soup. Like, oh yeah, silly. I wanted a spoon. Thanks for checking. Okay, great. I just checking because sometimes people might want to get a fork just to get all like the chunkies out and then slurp out this soup or whatever. Make sure you, as the receiver, are open to the communication. What is it they're trying to say? What is it they want to get out? This realm has very muddled information. All of the communication in this space is all tied and knit like just that statement, knotted and like tied together. It's all like just one big mess that even tongue tied me. We need to learn to unravel this within ourselves, within our others, and start to have more patience and discipline with our own communication. Be mindful about your words, say what you mean to say, and ask what you want to ask in order to get the answer that you're looking for. Be patient with the person you're communicating with. See that like they're not always at the same place you are. See that they're not like always vibrating on the same level. If you have to ask 50 questions to get your thing, be patient with that person and like let them like work through it because they're working through it. They're being patient in response. And if they're getting frustrated, it's because like there's some disconnect within the communication between the two of you. Whatever you're asking is not being relayed enough to me in a way that I can understand to give you the proper answer. If what I'm like giving you isn't giving you the answer that you're looking for, then there's like misunderstanding between what you're asking or you're looking for and what I'm giving you. And then that can take some patience to like unravel those vibrations and connect those together and say, hey, no, I know I asked all of these random questions to try to get it. Like, I'm sorry. What I'm really looking for is like, what time did you get home last night? I wasn't really trying to ask a whole bunch of questions about what you're doing or fishing for like the whole experience. Like at the root, I just want to know what time did you get home last night? Get to the point, get to the core of it. Be patient with yourself and be patient with your partner. You're not judging, you're not being critical, you're understanding, you're learning. This is the growth of us all. Being patient, understanding, and learning. As we learn ourselves, we learn others. As we learn others, we learn ourselves. It's not to be judged, it's not to judge. And as we grow, we don't judge others and we don't judge ourselves, and we're not judged by others because others' emotions and others' judgments are a pass off of their own insecurities and their own feelings. See that pain within them. No, it's not you that they're trying to tear away. It's themselves that they're hurt. It's that pain that's coming out and trying to make you feel like they feel. Don't let it take away from you, but be empathetic and understanding and say, hey, I see you're hurting. I see you like really hurting. Like, sorry, buddy. What can we do to give you love? Like, how can we care for you? What do you need to feel better? You know, what's wrong with your pains? Like, how did they originate? Dig through those, heal those old wounds and bring them out and kiss them. And through that, we're going to discover better forms of communication with that being, with each other, and with ourselves. We're going to be more patient with how we bring things out and more understanding with other people's pains and how we can inflict subtle levels of deep pain with simple, unthoughtful words. Even misspoken or thoughtless words cause this. And we see it with others. They might critique our day or critique something we've done. And that can just tear us away if we're not like empowered. And they're not trying to take us away. That's just how their personality is manifesting. It's our own insecurities that allow that. Find that growth within ourselves and know, like, be specific. Grow that. Hey, thanks. Thanks for showing that to me. Thanks for showing me my own pains. I love you so much. Give that back to them. Give that love in response. Should see that they gave you an opportunity to grow. And share that. And like, hey, thanks. It kind of made me a little insecure. I feel like apparently I have some insecurities tied in there. And like, let's see where they came from. Dig into yourself, be open and accepting within yourself to bring those insecurities out and love them regardless of how their others respond to that. Like, it's for you to get out and love and part of your own healing. So be specific. That's the point of the video. If you guys have any questions or anything, just like let them know in the comments. It is a micro macro universe. Everything has to be very specific in order for the long term to line up. In order for manifestation to occur, a lot of very specific things have to come down. This whole realm is made of very specific repeating patterns. See the patterns, see how specific it is. Learn how you are not being specific. Bring that into your realm and become more specific. By being literal and specific, you're going to start to see a better outcome, a more direct path, a more harmonious and like literal path. So, all right, well, have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys next week. If I can turn this off.